Hey, welcome back to the ZT Audio channel. I got some input or some feedback from some viewers about what are maybe some hidden or unknown or not really well documented features in the Fantom sequencer. So I want to show those off today. The first one comes from Thomas Rowlands. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, Tom. And so shout out to you for showing this off. And what I had noted earlier was that in TR rec mode, I thought you could only record things monophonically. So I'm going to select a piano sound on my initial scene here. I'm going to go into TR rec mode, and I'm going to say, well, I want to put in some chords here. And if I tried to put it in that way and play it back, you'll note that I'm only getting one note at a time. So I figured that's how it works. What Tom brought to my attention, though, is that if you hold the chords as you're entering them, you can put polyphonic input. And I messed that up, so I want to put these on different beats than I had them on. So, and by the way, velocity works for that as well. So if I want to put in a little, I don't know, something with a lower velocity, like that. And of course, the other thing is you can drop individual notes in the TRX screen. So if you want to drop that whole step, this whole step, you can just drop the step like normal. It'll drop the whole chord that you played. If you have a whole chord put in there, and you want to just drop one of those notes, you can tap directly on the note. When you drop the last note, it drops in the step view here, or whatever you want to call it, and you want to put it back in. So, some great flexibility there. Thanks again, Tom. Shout out to you. Okay, quick edit. We're back, and we're going to talk about the second thing in this video today, which was brought up by, I think the name is Lele or Lili Martinelli or Martelli. Sorry if I'm messing that up, but I do want to give a shout out to you. And they brought up the following concept. There's a thing called the rhythm pattern function on the Fantom, and this is something that was in the previous FA series as well. Can you use that in combination with the pattern sequencer or the pattern recorder? Now, we got two different things that have the word pattern in the name, so follow along carefully. In case I misstate something, I'll try to correct myself as we go along. The first thing to understand is the rhythm pattern feature. We'll hit rhythm pattern. What that allows us to do is select a style of rhythm, drum rhythm, and we can do that on the Fantom in a number of ways. I can just select that and start scrolling through the types of rhythm patterns or styles that we have available. If I hit enter, I'm going to have a scrolling screen come up where I can either scroll through with the knob that lights up red to show us that we can go up and down in the list, or this is a very responsive display. I can use it almost like an iPad or a touchscreen display on a computer. Pretty powerful. I think that this is currently the only workstation that allows you that level of responsiveness on a display. It's pretty cool. And I'm going to select ballad number 1. And the way these work is, say you're a pianist and you want to sit down and you want to just play some piano, maybe electric piano, I don't know, whatever. Just play some piano, and you want to have a little bit of drum backing. Well, it has the shell of a basic rhythm in here for a pretty standard popular style song. So you had an intro, a verse, a fill-in, a second verse, a second fill, and an ending. And if you hit them, it goes just like this. I'll hit intro, it'll play this 4-measure intro, and it'll immediately go into the verse right after that automatically. So I only have to do one button. And from there, I can select the other parts as I go along to play this song however I want. So you can see how very easily playing along with that ooh, wrong note there, didn't like that. But you know, you can play along as a pianist and you can have a drummer going behind you. Well, it's a little fiddly to try to do this stuff at the same time we're trying to use the pattern recorder or the pattern sequencer. So we're going to take advantage of another feature in the Fantom, and that is the ability to take these pads and assign them to various features. If I kind of move over here a little bit, you'll see there's a button that says pad mode. I'm going to hit pad mode, and then I can either, believe it or not, use the pads to select the pad mode or use the touch screen to select the pad mode. So I'm going to choose rhythm pattern. I can do that this way, or if I hit pad mode and I hit that way, I've selected the rhythm pattern control. And what's good about that is I can now not worry about all of that stuff here. I can go to my pattern sequencer. I can choose my track, which in this case is going to be track A10, and I can say, I'm going to record something. Again, I'm in track A10. I'm in new recording mode, meaning I'm not overdubbing over the top of it. I'm going to put this in wait note mode so that it will begin recording the minute I begin playing something, which in this case is going to be the rhythm pattern that I've got set up to be controlled by the pads. It's a length of 4 bars. We're not doing any kind of sequencing or anything like that because we want to capture whatever groove they recorded in that pattern in the first place. We can sequence it or edit it later if we want to, or do quantizing or something, add things to it, whatever we want to do. And I'm just going to record 4 bars of this. And the way that that's going to happen, it's in wait note. The minute I hit that button, it'll start recording it. It's going to record 4 measures. I'm going to hit that button again. It'll stop recording. You'll see the record button will go off, the play button will remain lit, and it'll start playing over that loop that we just recorded. So here's how it goes. First measure, second measure, third measure, fourth measure, and there we go. We don't have to be any kind of a drummer to be able to get at least the shell, you know, the basic bare bones of a good rhythm part into the pattern sequencer in the Fantom. As always, we're going to write the scene now so that we preserve that. And I can do some pretty flexible things with this because now in my pattern sequencer, well, yeah, I've got that, you know, basic pattern here. I can also go ahead and record another pattern into another like B10, so I've got another version of that. And what I can do with this is really flexible is I don't have to just stick to what's in that rhythm pattern function in one section. If I go over to rhythm pattern again, I could say, well, I want to go over to the ballad 2 section, and I want to, let's see what that sounds like. So this is actually more flexible than it was in the Fantom, I mean the FA series before, since I can mix and match these patterns in the pattern sequencer and do whatever I want with them. Well, let's select pattern A1 now, and so we're going to show you how we can put this all together. I'll select pattern A1, I'll go into record mode, I'll go for wait note mode. All right, not the greatest playing in the world. So really quickly, I was able to put a rhythm pattern in there, and now I can start doing what I want to do, which is play keyboard. I don't have to worry about being a great drummer. I just have to worry about being able to play my keyboard, which, you know, didn't do very well in this case. But that shows off the functionality of it for you. One more thing we can do, and I want to kind of drill into this a little bit, is we can still go into these patterns and we can go into TR rec mode, or we can go into step mode and we can edit things about them. So if I want to go into TR rec mode and I say, well, maybe that first drum beat, that first drum hit, maybe I don't like how hard that is. I want it to be a harder drum hit. So let's hit a harder drum hit. And let's hit a harder drum hit on 8 as well. Okay. So I can get in here and I can edit things that I've done with that pattern generator, that rhythm pattern feature that I've recorded into the pattern generator. So I'm not stuck with just what I've got. So a couple more features to show off that the Fantom can do to help you put your music together. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.